Hi, welcome to my video on circles and chords number 2. Let's do a few problems in this video. And number 1 is, O is the center of this circle, DE is 6 centimeters, OT is 4 centimeters. Find the exact length of OA as a radical in simplest form. So DE is 6, so that means 6 centimeters from here to here. And OT is from here to here, so that's 4. So O is the center, so a segment going from the center, notice that this is perpendicular here given in the diagram. So because this is perpendicular, this bisects or passes through the midpoint of DE. So that means that this side is 3 and this side is 3. So how are we going to find OA? Well, we have a perpendicular here at, so OTE. So if we join up O to E, we have a right triangle. So the right triangle, and I'll just draw it here separately so we won't. So this is the triangle OTE, and we have TE is 3, OT is 4. So we'll find this side here, and we'll just call it X. So we have a C squared equals A squared plus B squared, Pythagorean property, where C is the hypotenuse X. A and B are the two legs of 4 and 3. So X squared is 16 plus 9. X squared is 25. X is plus or minus the square root of 25, which is 5. So that means that OE, so OE is 5. But OE is a radius of 5, so that's 5 right here. But we know that OE is equal to OV, therefore OV is equal to 5. So there's OV equal to 5 because radii from the center out to the circumference, the radii are equal. So that means that we have the triangle VTE. So VTE is a right triangle also. So we draw that right triangle right here. And again, I'm reproducing it to keep it clear. So I have V, and I have a T and E. And there's the right angle at T right there. So that means that we have 3 here, which is the bottom. But because this radius is 5, this radius is 5 here. So that BT is 5 plus 4 is 9. So this one I called X, so I'm going to call this one Y. If I had another one, I would call it Z or another letter. So we have C squared, again, is A squared plus B squared in this triangle. So C is the hypotenuse, which is the Y. A is the 9 and B is the 3, or vice versa, makes no difference. Y squared, 9 squared, 9 times 9 is 81. 3 squared is 3 times 3 is 9. Y squared is 90. That means Y is plus or minus the square root of 90. So Y equals plus or minus. And just to work out the square root of 90, so the square root of 90 is 9 times 10. So that's 3 root 10. So that's plus or minus 3 root 10 as a radical simplified. So that means that VE is equal to 3 root 10, because this can't be negative. Dealing with triangles, it can have negative lengths. Okay, let's continue. So that means we have VE is 3 root 10. But this is the center, and this is going perpendicular to VE. So that means OA bisects VE. So that means that VA and EA are equal. So that means VA is a half of VE. So that means that it's a half of 3 root 10. And a half of 3 root 10 is 3 over 2 root 10. So a half of 3 is 3 over 2, and we have a root 10. So if we get, now we have, this side is 3 over 2 root 10. So we want to find OA. So OA is here. So I'm going to call OA F just for a second. And now let's reproduce. I'm going to reproduce this diagram like it is there, if I can. So here it is, going a little bit sideways. So here's V, O, and an A. There's the right angle right there. Remember, if this is the right angle on this side, it's the right angle on this side also. So we have VO, 5. We have VA, 3 over 2 root 10. So we got to find OA, and I'm going to call OA F. So again, we have a Pythagorean. So C squared equals A squared plus B squared. The hypotenuse is opposite the right angle, which is the 5. And the A, you can let the A be F. And the 3 over 2 root 10 be the B. As long as you let the C, which is this side right here, hypotenuse be 5, the other two make no difference. So we square it, we get 25, F squared. And now we take 3 over 2 root 10 and multiply it by 3 over 2 root 10. So that's 9 over 4. 3 over 2 times 3 over 2 is 9 over 4. Root 10 times root 10 is root of 100, which is 10. 2 into 4 goes 2. 2 into 10 goes 5. So that gives us 45 over 2. I'll leave that as a fraction. Now that means that F squared is 25 minus 45 over 2. So F squared has a common denominator of 2 here. So 50 over 2 is the same as, so that's a 1. So you multiply by 2 over 2. So 2 times 25 is 50. 2 times 2 is 2 times 1 is 2. And so we have the same denominator of 2. So that's 50 minus 45 is 5 over 2. And let's go over here. So that means F is equal to plus or minus the square root of 5 over 2. So F is, and when we do a fraction, we do root 5 over root 2. We're not allowed to have a fraction on either radical, so we split it up into root 5 over root 2. To rationalize the denominator, we multiply the denominator by root 2 to make it a real number, or to make it, not a real number, to make it a rational number. So we multiply top and bottom by root 2. So F is plus or minus root 5 times root 2 is root 10. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. So OA is the positive, so it's root 10 divided by 2. Root 10 divided by 2. Again, a good little problem working with the Pythagorean and working with the radicals. Now, we have another one a little tiny bit different. Similar. A diameter of a circle is 2x plus 6. A chord has a length of 2x plus 4. If the perpendicular distance from the center to the chord is x minus 5, find the area of the circle in terms of pi. So let's draw a circle. So it has a diameter of, so the diameter, which I call d, is 2x plus 6. So 2 times the radius is 2x plus 6, because the diameter is twice the radius. So r is x plus 3 when you divide by 2. R is a half of this. So if this is the center, and we'll call the center O, we can draw a radius. But let's look at the chord. So let's take the chord to be this distance right here. So this is the chord. And this chord has a length of 2x plus 4. The perpendicular distance from the center to the chord, so here's the center. The perpendicular distance coming down here means perpendicular distance. This distance is x minus 5. So that's the center. This is the chord. And the length of the chord is 2x plus 4. This is the perpendicular distance. And you want to find the area. To get the area, we have to find out what x is, fill in the radius. So we have a chord. So that chord is split into two pieces. So this is 2x. So 2x plus 4 divided by 2 is x plus 2. So this is an x plus 2, and this is an x plus 2. And the radius is going from here to here. So the radius is x plus 3. Again, we have a right triangle. But again, I have all x's in this, and you have to know how to draw this. So we have this triangle right here. So we have c squared is a squared plus b squared. C is the hypotenuse opposite the right angle. So there's x plus 3 squared. A is x minus 5. And b is x plus 2 squared. Again, this is the c where you can put these anywhere as a or b as long as x plus 3 is the hypotenuse going into place of c. Now we have square binomials, so let's use the quick way. We square this binomial, take the first term and square it. The product is 3x doubled, and square the plus 3 plus 9. So we have to do by PEMDAS, we have to square all of these first. Square this binomial, take x and square it is x squared. Product is negative 5x doubled, negative 10x, and negative 5 squared is 25. Plus, square this one, take the x and square it. Product is 2x doubled, 4x, and plus 2 squared is plus 4. Now, we can scratch out, I see an x squared here and an x squared here, so I can just do this. If you got an equation with the same terms or numbers on each side, you can scratch them out right away. But let's simplify the left side. So we get an x squared, negative 10x, and 4x is a negative 6x. 25 plus 4 is 29. Now I got an x squared, a quadratic. Now I can take the x squared and move it over here. But what I'm going to do is put a 0 here and move all the terms to the right side. So I have negative 6x. Bringing this one over makes it negative 6x. I got a plus 29. Bringing this 9 over makes it a minus 9. So I have x squared minus 12x plus 20. Is a quadratic. Hopefully it's factorable. If it's not, I got to use the quadratic formula. And x squared is x and x. Notice the product is 20 and the sum is negative 12. What two numbers multiply to give you 20 in it, add to give you negative 12? Well, you got a product is positive, sum is negative, it has to be two negatives. Multiply, plus, add, negative. What factors of 20 gives you a 12? Well, I see a 10 and a 2. See, I see 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. But which pair of factors will give you the 12? It's these two. So that means we have x minus 10 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0. So that means x is 10 or x is 2. Two possibilities. Well, if we check it out and check this triangle here, I'm just going to draw this triangle like this. Even though we have these values, you got to be careful. If we put x plus 3, that means that's 10. 10 plus 3, so that's 13. That's 10 minus 5, which is 5. That's 10 plus 2, which is 12. So that's okay. We have 25, 144 gives us 169. Let's check when x is 2. So when x is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5. And again, this is a right angle here. And this is x minus 5, so 2 minus 5 is negative 3, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So this can't work because this side of the triangle is negative. So x equals 2 can't be used. So that means that the radius is, which is x plus 3, which is 10 plus 3, the radius is 13. So if we have a radius of 13, the area of a triangle is pi radius squared. So it's pi, radius is 13 squared, so it's pi. 13 squared is 169, so this is 169 pi in terms of pi. And the units makes no difference, but whatever unit we have, I'm going to call that some unit, that unit would be square. So if it's centimeters, this would be centimeters squared. If it's feet, it would be feet squared, etc., etc. So this box represents the unit, but it's the square. And these are the lengths which are in, again, if this is centimeters, these are lengths are in centimeters. This is feet, these lengths are in feet. So another good little problem, but it's again using more math to work out the problem. The quadratics, solving, and notice I had to go over the two values to see if both of them worked. If they did, I would have two answers, but in this case, only the 10 worked, 2 didn't. So, if you liked the video, this brings us to the end. If you liked the video, click the like button, click the subscribe button if you want to subscribe to my channel. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Just one word. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video helped you. Bye-bye.